Okay, so we're going to talk problem 4 now. Problem 4 now is talking about adding polynomials. All right, a researcher studied the number of overnight stays in the U.S. National Park Service campgrounds and in the backcountry of the national park system over a 5-year period. The researcher modeled the results in thousands. So our answer is going to be in thousands there. With the following polynomials. So in the campgrounds, it was a negative 7.1 x squared minus 180x plus 5,800. In the backcountry, it was 21x squared minus 140x plus 1900. Now they want to know what is the total in that. Okay, so we're going to add these two together as we go through. So the first thing we're going to do is just write these in a system, or in a chain pretty much, I guess I should say. So I'm going to say 180x plus 5,800. And then what I'm going to do, and there's two ways to do this. You can do this in a string method. We kind of get into the string method, so I'm going to write it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put parentheses around the campground. So I just saying, hey, this is all one part. All right, and then I'm going to do the second part. Now the reason why I need to put this in parentheses is not because it's addition. It's for when we switch over to subtraction. Now when we get to subtraction, we have to make sure we distribute this sign all the way through. Now the plus sign, the habit is you get used to it. It doesn't change anything. So you're going to leave it there. And basically the parentheses drop. But in subtraction, this becomes negative, this becomes positive, and this becomes negative. So you have to make sure you use parentheses just for safety. Okay, now that you do that, we're just going to combine terms. So I'm going to take a negative 7.1 and I'm going to add a 21. Okay, when I do that, I get 13.9 x squared. So again, I owe somebody $7.1 or $7.10. I gained $21. I'm able to pay that off. I have $13.90 left over. However you want to think about it. Okay, money's always better. So now I have a negative 180x. I add another negative 140x. So that means I have a negative 320x. Okay, and then I get 5,800 plus 1,900. So once I do that, I'm going to get my 7,700. And there's my polynomial in standard form. It goes 2, 1, constant. Now this would be a 3 terms. Highest degree is a 2. So therefore it's a quadratic trinomial. Okay, so I want you to add these two together. In that story problem, essentially you're just going to add them together. Okay, so let's talk about subtraction. Again, why this is important. You can't just drop parentheses, and this is the #1 mistake. So if you're missing problems on homework or on quizzes, this might be why you're going to be missing them. This negative sign has to be distributed through. So if you remember back when we talked about distributive property, this negative, it's really a -1 sitting out there. It has to get distributed through. So really it's x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x minus the 7x cubed minus the 5x squared, and then double negative there makes it plus the 12. So that's where a lot of mistakes occur. So parentheses do matter. Okay, you may not think so, but it does. Now the easiest way to go down this list, since you're going to put it in highest degree first to the smallest, is start with the highest degree. So what I'm going to look for is I'm going to say, alright, there's an x cubed, and that negative sign does go with this 7. Okay, it doesn't go with the 5, it goes with this. There's x cubed minus 7x cubed. That now gives me a negative 6x cubed. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Negative x squared, lose 5 more x squareds. That gives me a negative 8x squared. I have a 5x and you'll notice, hey, there's no more x's, so therefore I just have plus 5x. And then the same thing, I have a 12, and there's no other constant numbers, so I have a plus 12. So subtracting's just as simple, but mistakes occur because we do not want to waste our time writing the parentheses down. Waste your time. Be right. Okay, don't be wrong because you just can't put that parentheses in place. Okay, so got it, number 5. Again, go through and do. Answers will be in the back here in a minute. Okay, so we kind of went through a lot of different things and some explanations. Basically what we're going to be doing. Your homework's going to be on that. Here's the answer key for those got it's. If you have any problems, let me know. Hit me up at a Math Nerd on Twitter, and we'll talk about anything there that you need if you have a quick question, or ask me in class before you take the quiz, and then we'll get you caught up to where you need to be. All right, have a good night.